Hey, it's Arsene from Rambling Regan. I'm in the back of the couch again, chasing the sun, and it's been a while since I've been doing one of these videos. I've been out of town for the past 2 weeks, and before that was just holiday and, of course, health and problems like that. So I wanted to do I'm not going to say quick video because y'all know I don't do these. I wanted to deal with the whole YouTube thing, but in order to deal with all of that, I have to basically say a little bit of my history first. My channel's actually going to be 10 years old in March, so we're now about a month and a half away from it. And a lot has changed. For those of you, thank you, you're like 260-ish back and forth depending on day, that have actually hung around this long. Some of you have been here from the beginning. Back when everything was just still on Blogspot. And I started off in 2007 doing, actually, 2008 is really when everything just about started. Doing stuff for Ninja Warrior. When Ninja Warrior was first here in 2007, that was the first time that anybody had ever seen anything like that in the US. And in early 2008, we ended up basically forming a community in WebJam. Yeah, that's a channel that doesn't exist, website I should say. And they all encouraged me to open up my own website, and I did. And I ended up doing a blog on Blogspot, Rambling Regan, and I used my YouTube account sparingly. I never really did anything big with that, and the blog really took off. Like really took off. There were tens of thousands that used to show up every month. During the season, whenever anything aired, the current seasons, it used to be pretty high. You know, there's millions of people that have actually read my blog over the years, and I'm really grateful for that. And back then, nobody got paid for this stuff. So this whole fear that's going on, it's not about money, and it never has been. In fact, I think it was around 2010 is when finally I relented, and I was trying to monetize my account. I had already had an established foothold in the Ninja Warrior community, and a lot of people used to read my blog. And I did some things on YouTube, not very much. In fact, the only viral videos that I ever had were home videos of the All-Stars whenever they went to Muscle Park. And those are still my highest viewed stuff, you know, in the tens of thousands. And so thank you for those. But none of them were monetized at the time or anything like that. And so I finally did. And by that point, Google had taken over. Sorry, air conditioner. Heater turned on. It's the same thing. It's central. And so I didn't realize that because everybody was supporting me, everybody started flooding the channels whenever it had ads or anything like that. And in 12 days, I hit my I guess the threshold. It was like $100 or something like that in Google AdSense, and Google shut me down like quickly. They got rid of it. Monetization on my Google account on my blog within 12 days. And so I was and of course when Google took over YouTube, that affected my YouTube account, so I couldn't even get monetized at all for the better part of like 8 years. And so finally I just basically did what I always did, and the channel got bigger and bigger and bigger. Again, I sparingly use YouTube because all of my audience was on the blog when I was still doing a lot of Ninja Warrior stuff. And so now fast forward to, I think now 2015 is when I did the first trip to, 2015 was the first trip to Japan, and then the second was 2016. Time is flying, and still I can't believe we're in 2018. And so right around that time, I figured, well, let me see if I can try to monetize my site again, because I wanted to put all of the videos of me in Japan onto the YouTube account, and I was going to start to really do a lot more on YouTube. And that's when I really started like getting started. And so I did that. I wrote to Google because I was still a partner. I didn't realize I was still a partner because I had, I think it was over 100,000 views and stuff like that. Even with the little videos that I had done, I had gone over that thing. And so I was able to write to them, and they reinstated my account. Not the previous stuff, but still they reinstated the account at 0. And I've been doing okay ever since. Most of the money that comes in comes from my blog still, even though I haven't done any Sasuke stuff since 2016 in earnest. And so I've been basically trying to reinvent myself now that I'm now switching genres. So that in its own is, I mean, I lost some people and then gained some people, and there's some other ones that have just stayed in the middle, which again, thank you, because y'all have been supporting me for 10 years now. And so I never expected that I'm going to be big or that I'm going to make a lot of money or anything like that. So when this whole business had started up last year, because the original Adpocalypse was last year, and that was, I think, because YouTube had ads on like ISIS videos. If anybody has a very short memory, you can probably figure out what happened during that. And all of a sudden, all the advertisers had just basically pulled out going, we had enough of this, because YouTube isn't capable of actually associating the correct videos with their, I guess, product, if you were to say that way. And so that was the original Adpocalypse. I had gotten probably, I think, a total of about 30 videos that were flagged. Most of them were dealt with fairly quickly. I still have one now that miraculously just came up. And so, and of course nothing's ever going to happen to it because it was a video from last year, so that means that it's not getting the views even though it's over 1,000 views, but it wasn't within the last 7 days, so you could just imagine. So my website still shows that one video, and that's never gonna stay there. And even then, even though I'm still a partner and I talk to them and they write back going, no, you're just not big enough for us to care. Wait until you actually get big. And it's like, thanks. Why am I a partner? So when I saw this pop up, and for the record, I had no idea who Logan is, and I really don't care, and I wish I didn't know who he was. I guess I should say that I'm not surprised that he has that type of following, because usually stupid videos would be the first ones that are subscribed the most. I happen to not have that type of humor, if that's what's called, you know, just about felonies, a whole bunch of misdemeanors, arrests, chasing arrests, and that's not even going into what the current stuff was. There's stuff still on this channel that's still monetized, and he shouldn't even be on YouTube, but whatever, and that's stuff that I can't control, and I'm not gonna even bother with it. So the thing that bothers me the most is YouTube's inability to actually police their own content. You know, they don't want to put all those people to view videos and actually manually review them. And even then, Logan's video was manually reviewed and it was still up there. The system's imperfect, and I have no solutions, but this wasn't one of them. You know, there was a joke last year with the first Adpocalypse that YouTube is no longer you. You know, the idea of the normal person basically starting from scratch. The thing that I was most upset about, and there have been many videos, and there's too many to even list or link. There's plenty of them that you could just search, of how demonetizing a video actually affects the livelihood of that video. Not of the person, but of the video itself, where there's a whole bunch of codes and stuff that gets stuck underneath it, and it basically gets wiped from the system. And considering that if a video was so bad to be demonetized, shouldn't have it broken TOS, terms of service, in which case it should have a strike? But the answer is no, because no one knows what causes these things to happen. I mean, Logan's is pretty easy, but there's been stuff where I had, you know, YouTube music, so it wasn't a video sound violation, and video were 3-second clips of certain things that were already on YouTube, so I just pulled those things. Okay, and there's no narration, so it's not of any kind of language that was in any issues. No one can tell me why half these things happened. Almost all of the, all of the podcast videos that I had put up, that is just audio, and we do everything that we can to control language. I personally try not to curse. It's just something that I don't care if other people curse. Plenty of stuff that I follow actually have a lot of language. I'm 45 years old. I think I can watch whatever I want. So I like the idea of having sort of like a tier system where you have the advertisers decide these are the types of videos that I want to be associated, and these are the videos that I do or don't or whatever. And that's fine. I'm sure there's plenty of advertisers that really don't care. They just want the views, and they go, okay, so we'll do PewDiePie that does all kinds of, you know, racially insensitive and language or whatever. I mean, he basically owns YouTube. And there's plenty of people that watch him because he wouldn't have those numbers if he wasn't popular. It's just as simple as that. And he has every right to do that. I personally don't follow that kind of stuff, but the way YouTube has it now, it's the one blanket, or what's the one size fits all. This is just basically a blanket cover, or like, okay, no, none at all, or all of it. It makes no sense. So it would have been a whole lot easier if they can have like an opt-out system where advertisers can decide what type of videos they wanted to do. And there's plenty of ways that the algorithm can come up with that, as opposed to let's throw everybody out. So now we're in the middle of Adpocalypse 2, and now the villains are the small people like us. Last time I checked, we're the reason why YouTube is still here. The vast majority of people have under 1,000 subscribers. I mean, by a lot. And so, oh, we're just money hungry, and you know, and that's what you really want. I'm like, no, it's because the algorithm that controls how much demonetization or whatever happens to that video also controls how YouTube deals with that video in the long run. If all of a sudden it buries it, and so no one's able to find it on the search or anything like that because it's somehow, demonetized. That's what happened with the original Adpocalypse, and what is continuing to happen now. So yes, it's going to take a while for my channel to go up. I did a radical genre change. That's not the same that, you know, for all the people that have been following this with Ninja Warrior, I'm not doing Ninja Warrior videos. Or was planning to a couple, but you know, and that's the next thing, or I should say last thing. You know, there's several projects that I've been wanting to do, and this past year, as I've been trying to find sponsors, and I've mentioned this before, where there's one huge project that I wanted to do that is Ninja Warrior related, but not directly. It's the people that I wanted to do stuff with. As soon as thank you, Central Air. As soon as I even brought up that I wanted to put it on YouTube because I wanted as many people to see it for free, all of the sponsors balked at it. And it's not because I was a small. Now, yes, there are some companies that are small. It's because YouTube is so volatile. They don't know what's going to happen to that video. If all of us, and it's not even the demonetization part. If all of a sudden YouTube decides that that's not the video that I want that day, they have the power to make that video disappear. And in which case, people don't get to see those videos. And that channel does not get bigger. So it's sort of like this endless free fall, and somehow we're the bad people. So that's why I was so upset, and I've had plenty of shouting conversations on Twitter yesterday. I shouldn't have, but I did. Because it's not the, oh my God, I'm not gonna make any money or anything. And it's nothing like that. it's YouTube trying to put a band-aid on a bullet wound. They don't know how to deal with the problem, and so instead of dealing with the problem, they basically raised the bar again for people that were already partners, that already had a loyal following. And as far as I'm concerned, 250 people is a big number. The fact that anybody wants to see any of my videos, that means a lot to me. And so to have them as, oh, well, you can't make it, and you could, it was never about the money in the first place. I value talking to people. I know people by name that I talk to all the time, and I check their, you know, their comments, and they send messages, and they make little videos for me, which I appreciate, and I will continue to appreciate. And sure, in a month, my channel's gonna be demonetized again. But I'm not gonna get on YouTube and start asking people to watch my videos on a loop, to send to people that no one cares to subscribe. No, that's a lot of stuff that's going on right now. And for the people that are over 1,000, you earned it. Congratulations, and I do seriously mean it. You know, all of a sudden, everything has been shifted to the creator. It's not the creator's fault. It was Logan's fault. And then it was YouTube's fault. The situation with Logan would have never happened had it not been that YouTube was on top of it. And they're not going to be on top of it. And guess what? Maybe in another couple of months, when somebody does something stupid and then they have the brilliant idea to do something else that has nothing to do and nothing to control what happened to that one person that did something bad, it's going to happen again. And that's why it's so volatile. So you just have all the creators going, I have no idea what I need to be doing. All of a sudden they do a whole bunch of, you know, family friendly. What if the person is not a family friendly person? So what? Then there's already a YouTube Kids. There's an entire section of just YouTube Kids. And fine, don't have it where YouTube Kids watches it. And that's perfectly fine. And then if there are people that do family friendly for children or whatever, great. It's not the creator's fault. It's YouTube's. So while all of us basically wait for another platform to suddenly appear, this is what our reality is now. So stop attacking the creators. Support the ones that you do. It doesn't necessarily have to be me, but to support the ones that do, and the creators that look down or frown upon anything under 1,000. Be happy that you have followers. I certainly do. And there are followers that left and send me really nice notes going, I'm here for Ninja Warrior stuff and you're no longer following it. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So I'll deal with the growing pains of starting a brand new genre and a new set of people that would come in for anime and video game related stuff. And for the Ninja Warrior stuff, there's now, thank goodness, more channels and websites that people can go to. When I was starting to get big, there was nobody. You know, even Lost in Yubei was starting to kind of hide in the distance going, hey, you can take over. And you know that. I'm still very much friends with him and love him to death, and very happy that I finally met him in person. And, but yeah, so this is where I am now. I will do my videos when I can. Everybody knows that I have a lot of health problems. And I'm not going to try to kill myself to make this magical number appear. It will happen organically. And for people that want to support me, like and subscribe to my channel, you know, I'm still going to continue doing what you have been seeing recently. As for the other stuff, I'll have to basically start all over and figure out if there's another platform that would be better suited for the project that I wanted. Everybody that I've been talking to loves the idea. The people that I wanted to do it with are eager to do so. But I can't in good faith bring it to YouTube if that's what people are going to deal with. You know, if all of a sudden the entire video series goes down because somehow they don't like it. Right now there's a Ninja Warrior video, that same one that I was telling you about, that is sitting there demonetized. No one can find it, even on a search. Yeah. So if all of a sudden I spend a lot of money and get sponsors to do things and all of a sudden they deem it that it's not worth other people to find it, then it serves no purpose. So I don't know what to do. So I guess I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and for the people that seem to enjoy it. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and there's still videos incoming. Obviously, I'm basically 3 weeks late on one of the other things because of real life things, and it'll get here when we get here. No one's paying me to do this, and even if the ad revenue was there, ooh, here a couple dollars here, a couple dollars there. And I'm not gonna open a Patreon because I'm just not big enough to support something like that. I'll do it when I can. And if all of a sudden I'm not worth anything to YouTube, then so be it. I'm worth it for the people that want to see me, and I'm very thankful of that, and I will always be thankful for that. Y'all have been great, and I probably should have done a 250 celebration. So this is my 250 celebration. So anyway, I'll see you when I can. I'll work on the projects, and let me know what you like, what you don't like, and sorry about the fact that there won't be any Sasuke or Ninja Warrior, mostly, in my channel. So, take care.